Morning everybody, Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave of the day. Today we're going to be using Barrister Mann Cheshire. Yep, it's like tea based. Yep, smells like kind of like tea with a few other things added to it. So there you go, Barrister Mann. Then we're going to be using the fourth use of the Astra blades with the Star Razor. This belonged to my grandfather, so a little bit of family history coming out today. And then we're going to follow up with some Old Spice. There you go. Yep, another exciting day. Sorta. Yep. Yeah. It's like one of those days where you wake up and you're like, ah. Couldn't breathe. Man. It's like chunky. It's like your nose is plugged up and the old rhinitis decided to attack in force today. And it's like, no matter what you do, it's like you spray stuff in your nose and it usually clears it up. And today it's like, nope, I'm not doing it. Still kind of plugged up. So if it sounds like I'm stuffed up, that's the reason, because my nose is stuffed. It's like when it's like that and you don't get much sleep, you wake up going, I can't breathe. Oh, so yeah. All right, so we got the fourth use, the old Astra blades with the old Star Razor. That's not a bad razor. Not sure exactly when this thing was made. Probably in the 50s or late 40s, maybe. Heck, that would have been like in the 50s. My grandfather would have been in his 50s. In 1960, he would have turned the same age I am right now. I have some memories of watching my grandfather use this thing. This was his travel one. He had after my grandmother died, he sold his house, bought himself a travel home and would go visit, all of his kids. Instead, time at each of the houses. I think my grandmother passed away in 72. So then he would come by and visit. He always liked coming up north and spending the entire summer with us in Minnesota. I think he liked the weather. That was nice. Didn't get too hot. Typical. Occasionally it's like in late July, it might get up into the 80s. Occasionally in the 90s. But the air was usually dry. So it wasn't miserable like you have here in Iowa. Where, hey, it's 105 degrees with Fahrenheit, that is. Yeah, that would, you don't want Celsius that high, you'd be like, the earth is dying. But here it's like it could be 100 degrees and the humidity could be 65-70%. It's just miserable hot. Yeah, they always say, well, it's 105 in Phoenix. Yeah, but what's the humidity? Yeah, your humidity is what? Only 10, 15, maybe 20%. Yeah. Big difference. Big difference. But yeah, I didn't. Yeah, when I was a kid, we'd come, down and visit my grandparents when they lived in Iowa. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, oh my, this, what the hell? Miserable. I didn't know what air conditioning was till I moved to Iowa. Didn't need it. Yeah, typically it's like, in those few, maybe week at best during the summer, you probably would like to have air conditioning because it got so hot. Because typically it's like, it does get warm every once in a while, but it was only for a short period of time. So you always had a fan in the window blowing cool air in from outside into the room when you're trying to sleep. And if you spend all your time outside anyway, sort of got used to the weather anyway, so it wasn't all that bad. I noticed it more because, when you got central air. In the summertime, you set the temperature in the house at 74, so it's comfortable. And, if it could be 85, 90, 100 degrees outside, it's like, go inside, it's nice. I was watching a video. Is it Josh from the UK, I think his name is channel on Facebook? Come over here to the United States and he shared a video. It's like, I think I talked about before last year, but some girl was saying, you don't know what it's like to have a heat wave like in the UK. It's just miserable. It's like 74 degrees Fahrenheit, cool. It's like 75, and I think the world's coming in. And we're like, that would be nice. Jeez. And he was like, you have no idea what it's like. I never knew what heat was until I got to the United States. And in the South, it could be 95 degrees with like 65, 70% humidity. And it's like, yeah, that's miserable. Yeah, it's like, I remember when I went into basic training in the Army, it's like I left, it was April. And April usually in Iowa is 50s. Occasionally it gets into this, might be 60, 65. Usually it's not too hot. Comfortable. And I get down at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I was like, stepped off the plane and it was like, right in the face, like, what the hell? It's like, oh my God. It's like walking into a big giant oven. Like, whoa, this sucks. Didn't have much time to acclimate. Even though I was in one of the first ones there for, what do you call it, orientation. Well, they waited for everybody to get there to start the new class. But, yeah, it was hot. I still remember when we were doing our FTX, field training exercise FTX. And it was so freaking miserable. It was 100-something degrees, super high humidity, and everybody was dropping like flies. And I remember I was like sluggishly moving around because like, oh God, this is so miserable. And the drill sergeant, we were digging our foxholes, and guys were like digging really fast, and I was like digging my hole. Pretty soon, battle buddy that was with me helping me dig the hole, he passed out, from heat exhaustion, trying to help dig this hole. And the drill sergeant comes up and goes, "You need to work faster." And he's roaming around just yelling at everybody, "Dig your holes faster! Ignore this heat." And pretty soon, he passed out from the heat. And I was like, oh, well, all that training about heat stroke and heat exhaustion, all that training they were giving us, well, I put it to good use. Yeah, little guys were just dropping like flies, and pretty soon the captain comes running around. She was wearing MP symbol, little. So she was an MP doing as a drill head of the training, and she's like, "All right, I'm calling it. All right, buddy, take time. These two, we're not going to do anything until the evening." So they shut everything down. It's bad when drill sergeants are dropping with heat exhaustion. So we were supposed to be back in a couple days before the 4th of July. They wanted to have us on post, to enjoy the 4th. Go to the fireworks and everything. Well, because of the heat, we didn't get to come back until the evening of the 4th. I remember it's like you're doing a road march back into Cantonment. And it was freaking dark. We're marching back into post, and I start watching the fireworks go off above the base. They're doing the fireworks show for the base. So that was our experience coming back. 10 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, I've been a lot of experience with the heat in the military. Lots of different places. He's like out in Colorado. Carson, that was a dry heat out there. It was hot. It'd get really hot during the day, and then in the evening, man, it'd get cold. So if you're out in the field and you're like, whoo, break out the whoopee. Keep yourself warm. Whoopee is a poncho liner. Nice little item. I remember we were in doing our, this is when I was in OCS. We had they said, put all your gear and the stuff you don't want to carry around, put it in your sea bag. We'll drop that off with your, all your gear that you want to take with you. And guys are putting all their stuff to keep warm. This is up in Wisconsin, and Wisconsin can get kind of chilly at night. And I was like, I'm gonna take my You had a rucksack you put your gear in, and they had a list of stuff that you probably should put in there. It's like they didn't tell you exactly what to put in there. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put some change of stuff in there and put my whoopee in there, my poncho, and all the stuff to make life livable. And my rucksack, guys were putting everything. They were making their rucksacks light as possible, so when they go marching around, and they wouldn't have to carry anything. Well, as soon as we were marching down the road, we hit the first ambush because the deuce with all the gear on the back was in all your sea bags and all that was in the back of the deuce. We were platoon. We got hit with an ambush, and after it was all said and done, all right, there's like casualties, and there's a casualty report. The deuce has been, but really it's 5 ton, I think, but been hit and burned up. So all your gear that was in there is all burned up. You don't have that anymore. Just what you're carrying on your body, that's what you get in there. Guys were like, what? What the hell? They were miserable. Like come time to, it was like rain would hit or the cold. They were like, and they're running around with, all they had was their BDUs. That was it. And they're like shivering. I remember my battle buddy, she did the same thing. She threw everything she had in that sea bag. And I'm like, she's like, can I borrow that? I'm like, yeah, okay. She was like freezing, just her teeth were chatting. Literally, her teeth go just knocking together. And that's one of the few people that is like, you lucky bastard. Hey. Like all my years of training and time in the field and everything. If you want it, carry it with you. You never know, you might get lost. And literally it was lost. So that was always a good excuse. Good teaching moment about when you go to the field or in the military, the only thing you can trust to have is what you carry with you. Motorcycle. Somebody on their Harley, bleh. Gotta go up the hill, bleh. Make it loud as possible. Smells good. A little bit of Old Spice. Everything is nice. Ooh, right here. Ouchie. Stung right here. Otherwise, that's pretty bad. Not bad at all. Cedar. Alright. Old Spice. Alright, there's an affiliate link down below, so if you needed anything from the Razor Company, go ahead and click on the link. And a little Tic Tacs. What the hell am I saying? Kickbacks. Man, can't talk today. Come back and we'll use those for giveaways. Alright, so there we go. That's the shave of the day, brought to you by Barrister Mann Cheshire. Not bad. If you like tea-based scent, there you go. That's not my day. There, stay in the hole. It fell out. It's like we put it in the hole and it just. All right. Then we had the fourth use of the Astra blades with the Star Razor. Star of the shoe. All right. So that's the shave of the day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.